this is a very important section of the show, guys, and I'd like you to pay attention because this has something to do with us personally, and it has something to do with you as well, and social media. So, you know what? I've made a couple of videos about Li Ziqi. You know who she is?
I do.
So she's this very pretty, in the farmyard, kind of run around in rural China, making clothes out of
Bringing
cloth
back the
sack or
ancient
whatever.
traditions.
Yeah,
or
you know,
it's got wholesome
very, very nice. Now, we were always confused, like, why is it that an influencer, YouTuber in China is allowed to post videos on YouTube? It's a platform that's banned and forbidden by the CCP for average people to access. You're not allowed to.
No.
So how is it that you can get an incredibly successful, because she had like 17.2 million followers, right?
On YouTube.
On YouTube, earning mega bucks from like,
millions.
from ad rev. Okay, so she's earning a lot of money from like Western platforms that she's not allowed to be on.
Right.
Not supposed to be on.
Yeah.
We're like, how is this possible? So now we have an explanation finally, because
An
official explanation, a think tank called ASPI, who does great work. We told you about Vicky Xu last week. Vicky Xu works for ASPI too. There's a guy who's released, his name is Fergus Ryan, recently released a very good thread on this.
Yeah, really thorough. This is a great one.
So we have to go through this, and I'll show you how it's actually directly tied to us as well.
Yep.
I'm going to read just a few of his things here. So he says, Chinese influencer Li Ziqi has 17.2 million followers on YouTube. She's the biggest by far, but there are thousands of other China-based accounts on the platform. But wait, isn't YouTube blocked in China? What gives? Here's how it all works. The short answer is that influencers from Li Ziqi down go through special agencies that are trusted by the party state. When she was still posting videos, because she's not posting videos anymore, I've got a video about why she isn't if you want to look it up. When she was still posting videos, Li did it through Web TV Asia, a Beijing-based YouTube-certified multi-channel network owned by Malaysian entertainment company Prodigy Media. So you see how they do this, by the way. So it's a Beijing-based company, but it runs through Malaysia because Malaysia, YouTube isn't blocked.
Yeah, free country, semi-free country.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you know, when I was in China, I could not receive ad payments into my Chinese bank account. No. Remember, they wouldn't allow it. I couldn't, because I was a Chinese-based person. I had to be based in Hong Kong. Yep. You know, and luckily because I was married previously there. Because you're American. And I had to make mine in Hong Kong to get paid back then. Obviously, it's moved to America now that we're here. But, you know, it just shows you how they game the system. So they're using a Malaysia like shell company that actually is Beijing.
That's not the important part.
No, it's just we have to explain like how this starts, you know, to work. MCN equals multi-channel network. More on them here. He's got a link. Web TV Asia operates more than 600 YouTube channels for PRC-based talent.
China.
Yeah, so China-based talent, including The People's Daily, the official newspaper of the Central Committee of the CCP.
That is the state newspaper.
Yeah.
So this company is the Chinese government. You had YouTube, on YouTube, you have an MCN, so it's a company that controls a lot of channels, that is an arm of the CCP.
Yes.
Quite literally.
Okay, so it gets more interesting. Another MCN called Xiaowu Brothers has its own 600-plus stable of talent across a variety of categories from cooking to gaming and countryside.
Now, before you go into this, I just want everyone to know, I get this question all the time, you do too.
Yeah.
How is this channel allowed? Because YouTube is blocked in China. You can now understand, if you ever see any Chinese content that is on YouTube with a good following, it is run by a state-run Chinese government propaganda arm. That's it. Simple as that.
So I recognize this name, Xiaowu Brothers. I'm like, where have I seen that before? Guess what? I'm going to show you where I saw it before. Xiaowu Brothers tried to do a copyright strike against my channel and get a video removed. Now, I've blurred out the name of the person because, you know, the company's a Xiaowu Brother Company Limited. And it's like, I am so on and so on from Xiaowu Brothers that they complain to YouTube. Now, how it works is when you get a copyright strike against you on YouTube, YouTube will send you a copy because you have a chance to defend yourself. Yep. But they didn't even bother to send me a copy this time because, well, we'll see how it follows up. But I just want to first give you the gist of this. I made a video called China Lacks Good Samaritans, okay? And it's terrible. and I showed footage of, you know, I showed lots of stuff in that video. I spoke about the fact that there's no, but I showed a small clip from a Chinese creator where they did a social experiment in public where they pretended to kidnap a girl and nobody stepped in to help. And they did it in various places. They did it in a park. They did it somewhere else. And the whole point was to show that, hey, you know what? In China, there aren't good Samaritans. People will not try to help a woman who's being kidnapped. Okay? So I used a small clip of this social experiment, and they tried to get my video removed. Okay? Now, this is, by the way, that clip that I used is like 10 years old or 30. It's old. It's an old clip.
Old.
Or 7 years. It's really old. So it's not relevant. It's not like, oh, he's just stolen our new video that's come out and it's copyright or something. No. I used it under fair use. You can do this on YouTube. People use our videos all the time as like commentary or whatever. They'll take a piece. It is what it is. You know, as long as you don't take someone's video and then upload it wholesale.
Yes.
Right? So anyway, here's the thing. This Xiaowu Brothers, who's a CCP, like MCN, not only do they allow people from within China to be vetted to put on YouTube and earn money for the Chinese state and earn money for China and so on, but they also act as a censorship apparatus. Look what they tried to do. They tried to get my video taken down. And here's the difference. When it comes to YouTube content creators, if somebody, for instance, if we use a little clip from a music video or a movie or someone else's channel, what happens all the time, 100% of the time, is they'll do a copyright claim. And what a copyright claim is, it means you've used some of my footage. Now I get to earn all of the money from your video. And this happens to us all the time. There'll be a copyright claim. Your video still stays up, but you can't earn money from it anymore. Right. And the proceeds of your video go to the creator of that original
Even
music.
if it's like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I know. It's really crappy. But they didn't try to do that. No. It's not about, oh, I want to earn money. They don't want money. No, they want to censor. Yes. They want to silence. They want to remove. They wanted to remove that video that proved that there are no good Samaritans in China, or it's a big problem in China. Yep. So these content MCNs are not only acting, like I said, as a way for the government to get propaganda out, but also as a way to censor people abroad. And this is proof. Xiaowu Brothers tried to do a copyright strike against my channel, tried to get my video taken down. Okay? But what I love is that for the first time ever, YouTube stood in my corner and they said, hello. They sent me an email. We have received a copyright infringement notification below regarding your videos. We believe that your content is protected by fair use, fair dealing, or similar, blah, 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 blah. So I like what they said to Xiaowu Brothers. They said, hi, Xiaowu Brother. Thank you for your notification. YouTube reviews copyright takedown requests to make sure that they are valid, et cetera, et cetera. We are concerned that your copyright notification may not be valid for the video identified in your request. Please keep in mind that in many countries, it is legal to use copyrighted works in specific ways without the owner's authorization, particularly for transformative purposes, such as news reporting, parody, commentary, or review. Some countries protect such uses, that's really small, under doctrines of fair use and fair dealing. Et cetera, et cetera. No, but the important thing is, learn more about fair use in the United States. Nice. But okay, the whole point is, YouTube didn't take the video down. They didn't do a copyright anything. They sent me this notification to say, hey, listen, Xiaowu Brothers, the Xiaowu Brothers company, they tried to do a strike on your video. But we believe it's fair use, so we're not going to take it down. Yeah. This is what we sent to them. This is what they sent to us. So remember this, guys, Chinese Wumaos and all you shills and stuff who try to do copyright claims. When you do that, we get to see what you're doing. Okay, it's not like anonymous. I know you guys love being anonymous, do all your dirty deeds as an anonymous little rat, you know. But in this case, we got to see exactly. So Xiaowu Brothers, you're busted. Okay.
And it turns out, Xiaowu Brothers, we now know, because of thanks to Aspie.
Yes.
We now know that you are an arm of the Chinese government.
By the way, this is the clip I used. See, China lacks good Samaritans and it's terrible. This is the clip I was talking about. I used this from a social experiment. Now, also, bear in mind that Xiaowu Brothers manually went in. It's such an old video that I did. It's like It's got to be like 5 years old or something, this video.
I also want to clarify, people might be confused that this video is Xiaowu Brothers like channel.
No.
What this video is a channel that Xiaowu Brothers owns under the arm of the government.
And probably, they owned this, where I got this clip from, this clip that was posted years and years and years ago. And I didn't even get it from YouTube. I got it from Chinese internet when I made this video.
Yeah.
But because it's been posted on YouTube under the Xiaowu Brothers MCN somewhere, they've like, okay, now we have a reason to censor this. Now we can get this video taken down. Because they manually did it. It's not like YouTube alerted them, hey, No, they were like going through my videos and they were like, how do we get this guy down? So here, there's more to this.
Yes.
Xiaowu Brothers are not just on YouTube, they're also on Facebook.
The Chinese government.
Yes. As this Meta press release notes, Xiaowu now manages over 100 pages and has a dedicated Facebook operations team.
They have a dedicated Facebook operations team.
Yes, they do.
The Chinese government, which blocks Facebook.
This piece of shit Chinese government thing that tried to take my videos off, try to delete my videos.
Oh, you think it's just you?
No, everyone.
Oh, they're all over. Right.
Anyone they disagree with.
They have their own freaking meta page. It says how Xiaowu woos a global audience and boosts revenue for Facebook. Do you know what this is?
On Facebook, yeah.
On Facebook. You know what this is? It's this idea that you can masquerade as, hey, we're the guys opening up China to the world.
Sure.
It's the Chinese
government. You think we're talking shit? Wait. Generally, only state media workers, diplomats, and political and economic elites and foreigners can post on foreign social media platforms.
In China.
Yeah, if you live in China. But as the head of Xiaowu notes in this pitch, MCNs like his can offer a legit gateway through the Great Firewall for influencers too.
See how this masquerades? I will help you get past the Great Firewall of China. I want the world to see China. If you're a politician, if you're running under the government Chinese propaganda, or if you're a foreigner.
So take a look. So why are companies like Xiaowu trusted to offer this service? Because they are closely linked to the CCP. How close? Well, here we have some pics of their internal party meetings. In the first two pics, they're actually carrying out a criticism and self-criticism session. I want you to take a look at these pictures, okay? Because this is relevant to me. See this office? These guys sitting around at this table, they were saying, how can we take down that Serpent ZA video that shows that, China lacks good Samaritans?
Yeah, this is the party room for that MCN.
That tobacco uncle there was like, ha ha ha. You over there, you go and do the copyright claim against him. I got the name of the person who did the copyright claim. Like I said, I didn't include it because it's one of these people in this room. Guaranteed. It's one of those women. It could be the one on the left, the right, or the one in the front. Who knows? But either way, this is that Xiaowu Brothers company, guys. This is
It's a party bureau.
Yeah, look at it. Look at it. Okay. I mean, how much proof do you need?
I want you, when you finish your point, when I make my appeal to these companies, please leave it on one of these photos.
I will. I mean, this is photos from their own company review that they publish themselves. Take a look. It's their stupid Gongchandan little red books, and they get their little commie pins to wear and stuff while they sit there and take advantage of Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and all of this garbage.
There's a reason that China goes around in internal domestic articles in Chinese and brags about how they've overtaken Western media outlets, including Google, and they have their own minions and peons inside of all these Western companies. They do it blatantly.
Yeah.
And then the face of that is these, we've set up a dedicated team for this Chinese media thing. Oh, look at how we're linking the world together. Internal documents in China say, oh, by the way, we've infiltrated all these.
We've infiltrated,
we will take over the West.
Guys, okay. I need to make this super clear to you what's going on with this bullshit, okay? And let's continue with this thread a little bit, okay? Xiaowu Brothers make it clear that they're experts in sticking to the PRC censorship rules. Here's a Facebook post of theirs outlining detailed rules for the review of online short video content. There's no chance they would ever publish anything that the CCP wouldn't like.
On a Western freedom of speech platform.
Yes.
They've made their own rule book, which is actually the Chinese government's rule book that they have to adhere to.
So why is this a problem? Well, remember the countryside category that Xiaowu caters to? That category includes scores of carefully vetted ethnic minority influencers from places like Xinjiang and Tibet who are pushing out propaganda about these regions.
Bingo! Which, guess what, is tied to us yet again.
Guli sisters.
The Guli sisters were a Xinjiang psyop
Yes.
from the Chinese government directly that
Going
went
through
this MCN that was running ad campaigns on our videos to attack and remove us off of these platforms, off of YouTube.
Yes, yes.
We are directly tied to this shit. It's unbelievable.
So guys, when you see a video on YouTube coming out of China about ethnic minorities dancing around or doing whatever, doing some farmyard work or whatever it is that they put out there, showing a happy, healthy life, the only reason you can see that content coming out of China is because it's what the Communist Party of China wants you to see. You will never be able to see an organic video coming out of mainland China of what it really is like. All right? So first of all, any Chinese content creator that wants anything on YouTube or Facebook has to go through these state-run MCN companies.
It is an arm of the state.
Every single one.
Yes.
When you get these foreign shills who go out there and put their bullshit about like, oh, there's no genocide in Xinjiang and stuff, those guys, because they're foreigners, are allowed to post without going through these MCNs, right?
Yep.
But they know what side their bread is buttered on. And if they want to continue to be able to travel around China, continue to be able to get the boost from all this fake bots and all the government money that's pumped into boosting and platforming these people and state media appearances and stuff, they must toe the party line, and they may not break any of the rules, and they may not show anything that isn't what the Chinese government wants people to see. So you see, the Western social media is being used by the Chinese government to push one-sided propaganda and a one-sided image of what China is like to you. And the reason they hate us so much, and the reason they've tried to attack us, attack our families, attack our way of life, try to shut us down, no matter where we are in the world, is because we've shown genuine China. We've got footage that we're not afraid to show, and we've shown footage and talked about aspects of China that are not what the Chinese government wants you to see. And that's why they go after us so much. It's that simple. Anyway, do you have something to say about this before I roll a little clip?
I just want to go back to that.
Sure. You want the tobacco, uncle?
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah.
Actually, no, there's not enough hammer and sickles. That's only one.
There's only one hammer and sickle? Okay.
Yeah, let's get more.
Like, how about this two?
Yeah, and I like the distance learning meeting, whatever thing they got going, the Zoom meeting up there.
Sure.
So, again, there's not a threat. Just awareness, right? There's enough credible proof now that MCNs, and it's just about us.
No.
But that these MCNs operate with impunity.
Yes.
They operate with protection under Facebook and Google and all these companies. They're operating to really further the agenda of the central government. They're run by the Chinese central government in a country that government blocks those platforms on, has their own rules or TOS that censors and handcrafts speech, which goes against the First Amendment in the US.
Yeah.
To make sure that their narrative is already procured and okayed by the Chinese government, and then goes out to stop, block, and remove people like us that have dissenting opinions about the Chinese government, that stand up for human rights in China.
Yeah.
On those platforms, in countries where they're from.
Yeah.
It is outlandish.
Oh, not to mention the huge amounts of money they're earning for the Chinese government through these
companies.
Which are the Chinese government.
And these companies like YouTube and Facebook.
Sure.
If you have an MCN with a dedicated team on Meta that is out there operating on behalf of the Chinese government, get fucked.
Yeah.
Dude, like, that is so wrong.
Yeah.
You need to weed these out yesterday, and we need to stop this going forward, because people like us, Chinese dissidents, all these opposing voices are getting shut down by people gaming the system on behalf of the central government in goddamn China.
Yeah.
Not okay.
No.
So please, if you're watching this, anybody in this leadership of these companies, do the right thing.
Anyone who's got any sway or any influence out there, if you can talk to somebody about this, because these people sitting in this commie room right here, I hate to use the word commie, but I don't know what else you'd call it, this red room.
It's literally a communist room.
It is. It's the party room.
Yeah,
Remember we told you...
every company has a party room.
Company has a party room, and it's not where people go to have fun and drinks and stuff, no?
Yeah.
It's like the worst party ever. So if they're sitting in this party room over here deciding whether or deciding how to copy strike my videos in order to censor me
and running ad campaigns on our videos, and
figuring out how to release propaganda onto Western media and reap profits by releasing that propaganda.
Gaming all kinds of systems in the process.
What's going on?
Yeah.
This has to be put to an end. There has to be a stop to this, okay? It's not correct. All of this nonsense, that stupid ambassador on Twitter, the stupid wolf wanker diplomats that go out there and cause shit everywhere on social media, they shouldn't be allowed to participate. They block their own citizens from doing it.
Weed it out, guys.
Yeah, it's got to go.
No, I'm talking to Twitter too. Why are you allowing Chinese ambassadors and diplomats the only access to Twitter, not their own people?
Yeah.
Get rid of them.
Yeah.
Get rid of all of this shit. We could really nip this in the bud. Look at the psyop we just saw about the Trudeau thing.
Yeah.
All of this is tied together, guys.
I'm so sick and tired of the fact that little commie pin was probably awarded to somebody for doing a copy strike against my video.
Yeah. Or running ad campaigns on mine.
Yeah.
A hit piece saying Lao 86 is racist.
Yes.
Because he hates us Uyghur minorities. And then it turns out they were run by that MCN.
Yeah, exactly. Here's your commie pin. So it's such bullshit.
Get wrecked.
Yeah, get effed.
So anyway, the dirty work is done.
Yeah.
People like us have figured out, Aspie's figured out, these think tanks have figured it out. It's up to these companies now, it's up to you guys to appeal to these companies to say, get rid of this shit. Enough's enough. I don't want to see Chinese propaganda on Western platforms anymore.
No.
It shouldn't be allowed.
So I want to play a little clip, which is from what's it called? The Brookings Institute?
Yeah.
Which was also linked by Fergus Ryan in his thread. You should go follow him on Twitter, by the way, if you want some insight. He releases very good, like, in-depth.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Looks into certain things like this. He did a thing about the Ghoulie sisters, which we were involved in.
Great ones.
And he releases them in English and Chinese. So if you've got a Chinese family member who maybe doesn't believe what you're talking about, or a Chinese friend, you can show them the Chinese version of his threads there. Anyway, we want to show you this little clip. Let's take a quick look at this, because this is very
So
much in
we've
line.
all heard that China spreads propaganda online, but what does that really mean in practice? We have some answers that might surprise you.
Over the past few years, we've learned quite a bit about the tactics foreign powers use to influence what you see on your Twitter or Facebook feed. But what if we told you social media was just the tip of the iceberg? Search engines are another powerful vector of authoritarian efforts. When you type the term Xinjiang in a news search, Chinese state-backed media outlets appeared in top 10 search results at least 88% of the time. The number is even more jarring on YouTube. For the term Xinjiang, Chinese state media appeared in 98% of top results.
Search engines are where we've been told to go to do our own research, but we found it surprisingly easy to stumble on unlabeled state-backed content. This is especially the case for topics like COVID and Xinjiang, where the Chinese government has a vested interest in perpetuating narratives that serve its own interests instead of reality.
When it comes to Xinjiang in particular, international media and human rights organizations have documented egregious abuses against the region's Uyghur ethnic population, including internment camps and forced indoctrination. But because Chinese state media surfaces prominently on Google News, Bing News, and YouTube for results tied to Xinjiang, people can get a really different picture of what's actually going on. These articles and videos claim that the Uyghurs in Xinjiang have religious freedom and that reports of abuses are just all Western lies.
There's a lot that platforms can do to solve this problem, ranging from providing additional context to users about the origins of a source, to collaborating and cooperating with other platforms to share information.
We did a deep dive on how China uses search engines to share propaganda and what companies, governments, and individuals can do about it. Check out our report on the Brookings website.
Okay, so seriously,
Links in the description, by the way.
links in the description if you want to go check them out. But it's true. If you search in YouTube Xinjiang or China or whatever, usually something related to something along those lines, Chinese state-backed media is coming up on the top results all the time.
Yeah.
So like we've got videos about Xinjiang, we got videos about stuff. You have to dig and really dig to try and find our stuff all the way down at the bottom.
Put so much effort into the my Xinjiang series. These exposés I did took hundreds of hours.
Yeah.
And they get pushed down because the Chinese government has unlimited printed money they can throw at this problem.
Yeah, they throw it at SEO.
Yeah, SEO, search engine optimization. They game news websites. They do everything. They embed it so that there's artificial clicks within their own click farms. Mm-hmm. It's all stacked up against people that are just trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, that's right.
We're fighting an actual giant.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all of you guys are joining us.
I said we.
Yeah.
Woman.
Yeah, together we're fighting this. But it's just, you have to understand how momentously crazy this all is. The influence operations coming out of mainland China affect every single one of us, whether you know it or not.
Look at the truth. I don't want to keep going back to that. The main topic of today is quite literally that thing.
Yeah.
It's a perfect example of that. You might have been affected by that.
Yeah, and I mean, you do a search on Google about something, and you'll find out that the top, non-labeled state-backed media articles are coming up there. You don't know it's Chinese
You
government.
don't know.
The video that you're watching on YouTube that says, Xinjiang, the genocide's a lie or whatever, that's a Chinese government-run propaganda piece you're watching, but it doesn't say so.
Nope.
It'll be like a pretty girl or something saying it.
Yep.
You're like, oh, what is this? Oh, I should take it. And remember this, if there's anything that you could take away from today's video, it's that any video that you see on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or anything coming out of China,
With a decent amount of views.
yeah,
Yeah.
unless it's one of those leaked clips of someone like
Of
jumping
course.
off a building or whatever. I'm talking about like these. Here I am on the streets visiting the Dong minority. Look at
Right.
how they dance and their traditions and stuff. If you see anything like that, it's 100% Chinese state propaganda because it can't be anything else. It's not allowed to be anything else. You know. Anyway, I guess we've said our piece on this. Hope you've learned something from this, guys, because it's time for people to wake up to this bullshit. And
It's kind of like it's one of those situations where we're very passionate about it because it's obviously what we do, but at the same time, it's a massive development in this.
we've seen huge changes in the
Yes.
way things work.